Alright, boys, today we're talking ENTJs. Some observations, their behavior, and how to navigate them. ENTJs are delicate. Way more delicate than they'll let on. Way more delicate than stereotypes will let on. Their inferior function is FI. So, whatever your inferior function is, imagine how difficult that is, then equate your difficulty with your inferior function with theirs, and you'll realize how difficult getting in touch with themselves is for them. Each ENTJ I've spoken with has had extreme difficulty sorting themselves out. Not just sorting themselves out, but even figuring out what they're feeling and why. You'll notice ENTJs throw themselves at problems, right? Or if they care about you, they will throw themselves in the way of a train to help you. But when you ask them how they're feeling or what's bothering them, they, especially if something is bothering them, they lock up. They don't know what to say, or they get moody and angry, right? It's not because they're assholes, although it may make them seem like assholes. And many ENTJs are assholes. 85%, I'd say, are not worth your time. The 15% who are, and they aren't being assholes. They are trying to do something very difficult for them, something they'd rather not do. I'm an INTP, for instance. My inferior function is FE, right? That means group harmony, getting everyone happy with each other, getting everyone happy with me, maintaining social harmony. That's really, really difficult. I'd rather not bother. In fact, although your inferior function really dictates your life, you still don't want to do it. ENTJs operate the same way. While their FI, their morals, their own feelings, their own subjective thoughts dictates everything else about them, processing that is unbelievably difficult for them. ENTJs are hyper literal, right? Very visual. Each ENTJ I've spoken with, when describing the process of dredging up their feelings or working through how they feel about things, every single one paints morbid pictures. Visual, morbid pictures. Disturbing images, right? More disturbing when you realize they're actually thinking these things or comparing the process to these images they draw. Which is funny. While these feelings dictate their lives, dealing with them, they hate it. As much as anyone else hates dealing with their inferior function. And the degree to which our inferior functions control our lives. But when you consider their inferior function is being an individual, it's very challenging for them. Now, I say this because, as I stated earlier, they seem like they're assholes when they're trying to process these things. You'll see them do all these you'll see them do all these other things to demonstrate what they're thinking or how they're feeling. But when you ask them to, or not even when you ask them, when they're trying to get inside themselves and sort something out, it seems like nothing's happening. And they will assure you, yes, this is extremely difficult. Why can't you see what I'm doing? Why the fuck can't you appreciate it? Don't you know what I'm dealing with, you son of a bitch? Fuck off, back off. I'm trying to figure this out. And that makes them seem like assholes. Especially because normally they're operating at 150% in all other areas, but then when one of these events happens, and you need them to do something, they seem to just lock up, right? You need to treat them gently. You need to be understanding. ENTJs are delicate. They may not seem to be working hard to sort out their feelings or sort out how they feel about things, but it's because you can't see it. Their inferior function is a judging function, and it's an introverted judging function. They're having these battles inside themselves. They feel completely unarmed fighting. But they're still trying, right? Usually. Or at least maybe the 15% are. The 85% don't never bother. They're worthless. They're very effective drones. Fuck them. You don't need them. But the 15% who do, treat them gently. When they tell you, yes, I'm thinking hard about this, yes, I'm working hard on this, be patient. They are. You just can't see it. Observation 2. Paranoia. ENTJs are paranoid. Now, ENTJs are less paranoid than INTJs and INFJs because ENTJs have a little bit of SI. It's trickster, but it's not demon. And they do have tertiary SE. They have better perception. SE sees everything. It takes in everything, then files it down into one concise point via NI, right? ENTJs have enough SE and NI to make better or broader predictions than INTJs and INFJs do. So they're less paranoid. One of the most aggravating aspects of INTJs, and ENTJs too, we'll do these both together, the self-fulfilling prophecy. If you've spent any time with INTJs, ENTJs, INFJs, ENFJs, they create self-fulfilling doom prophecies. Especially INTJs, right? Because they're trying to take in everything they see and figure out exactly what it all means all at once. Where an SI user says, what is? What do I know? What's real? What is factual? What is objective, as much as we can be? Then we branch out into a million different paths, trying to select, okay, of all these options, which one is the best one, or which one is the most likely one. NJs in general. Well, all NJs. Why do I say in general? NJs try to take in all the data, then make one exact prediction. Now, while these predictions are extremely accurate, eerily accurate, when they accept all the data or use their SC adequately to process all the data into one point, NJs create self-fulfilling doom prophecies by limiting the data they're taking in, right? Especially NTJs, because they have FI. That's a very cunty function, lack of a better word. So if they hate something, I hate this, or I hate this person, they will limit what the information they're drawing in, then create one conclusion which hasn't happened yet, based on that skewed data they're taking in. Then they'll make that bad reality happen by acting as if it's already happened, or will happen, absolutely. No other options. They cause the problems they think will happen, which makes them think they can predict the future, when in reality, they caused the problem to begin with. And it's very difficult to get them out of this because, remember, they lack SI. They can't they lack a solid foundation to work from. They hate it, or it's alien to them. Negative self-fulfilling prophecies. This creates paranoia. INTJs are extremely paranoid. I don't know why. I don't know how ENTPs put up with them. I mean, I know they definitely have a way. I don't have enough patience to deal with INTJs. ENTJ paranoia is a bit easier to deal with because while they are paranoid, if you treat them gently, gentleness is the word. We're doing Sesame Street words. Gentleness. Gentleness is the key. Treat them gently, treat them patiently, stick by them, give them time to work through whatever they need to work through, and don't let them fuck you over. I don't know why they do this, and this isn't just in a relationship sense. ENTJs will fuck with you to see whether or not you're real. And most people fail these tests, right? You'll notice ENTJs will keep a very small inner circle, then they'll have ascending or descending wider circles of people they've tested and have failed getting into the inner circle, and then they have these, okay, I know who this person is, I know what they're all about, I place them right here in my category, this box, they are this, they do this, I can rely on them for this, but not this, and they're good, right? So they'll fuck with you to test you that way. Especially if they like you, right? Good friends, good relationships, or good romantic partners, they will fuck with you, absolutely. Be patient. Please don't hold it against them. They don't do it consciously. That took me the longest time to learn. They aren't doing this to be dicks. While that 85% of bad ENTJs absolutely are dicks, and the 15% of good ENTJs seem like dicks, 100% of ENTJs seem like dicks. The 15% of good ENTJs seem like dicks, they aren't. Not really. I mean, they kind of are. Be patient with them. Please, God. Don't hold it against them. They don't mean it. ENTJs inside are scared children. Lack of a better description. SI is a much harder function. You'll notice ESTJs are much harder people. And that's precisely because of SI. NI, or rather the lack of SI, leaves them without foundations. So all they have are these theories. All they have are these predictions, really. You need to be that constant, that good constant for them. You need to be their SI, right? Man, that's why you see NFJ, NTJ relationships always go absolutely nuclear. Because neither of them have SI. Both of them have shit SI. So they can't. Neither can. Treat them gently. Don't hold them against themselves. They mean well, or at least 15% of them mean well, and screw it up badly in the process, but they're trying. They're like anime girls, boys. All well, we're all anime girls inside, right? But ENTJs, they're trying their gosh darndest. Be gentle and kind and patient. Another observation. ENTJs, with anybody, but especially with people they're interested in, as friends or romantically, they instantly create plans for people. I'm an ENTJ right now. I like this person. I see these potentials in them. I want to get them to this spot. I want to improve them to this level. And that, for other people, that's irritating, right? This goes back into their paranoia, their predictions. This is how they operate naturally. Again, they lack SI, they lack the foundation. So for them, each relationship, romantic or platonic, is like the next project in their line. And that can feel dehumanizing or irritating, especially when someone wants to control you that way, like you're a project, and they will treat you like a project. And especially when they are not treating you delicately, when they expect to be treated delicately. They'll tell you they're tough, they'll tell you they can take punches, they'll tell you they're alpha males, they'll tell you they're badasses, they'll tell you all these things. They, inside, aren't. And when you put up the slightest actual cutting resistance, they wig out. Because, one, I think, well, no, they aren't internally as strong as they present. And two, I don't think they've thought about that reality. I've noticed many ENTJs lack self-awareness. So 85% of ENTJs shit, drones, forgettable. 15% of ENTJs good. I'll say 3% of ENTJs have actual self-awareness. So few. Especially for such a rare type, right? So they will treat you as an object, a project, or a statistic, but will kick you in the teeth if you do the same. They will demand your respect while maybe accidentally, maybe not accidentally, disrespecting you and pushing you and testing you. They'll make, well, I just said they'll treat you like projects. Every single ENTJ I've spoken with has treated me like a project. Meaning, I think it's natural. Meaning, I think that shouldn't be held against them, especially if it doesn't create problems, right? Imagine your dominant function. Imagine if somebody held your default mode of being against you. Not good, not fair. Not fair. And ENTJs seem not fair because they aren't fair. You aren't fair either. Nobody's fair. The objective with the good 15% of ENTJs you interact with, or if you're blessed by God, the 3% of ENTJs with strong actual self-awareness, is, I hope I'm using the right word, coalescing or melding your default modes of being into workable, understanding partnerships, which is very, very difficult, especially because they have inferior FI, meaning everything I've described earlier in the video, but also, if they have this much difficulty really getting in touch with themselves, can you imagine how difficult them actually having strong understanding relationships with other human beings is? Yes, they have working relationships, and I think 99% of their interactions are, without their thinking about it, working relationships, not actual human connection. Which is, I won't say unfortunate, because that would be like someone saying my default mode of being is unfortunate. But we're spreading this like peanut butter on toast. Boys, patience. This leads into the next observation. ENTJs are awful, god awful judges of character. ENTJs get manipulated and fucked over by so many people. And you'll see them hold grudges or hate people who, for any FE user, or even any high FI user, you'll not just think they're insane, but they will be insane. In my first semester, freshman year of college, I dated an ENTJ girl for a little while. Our first year seminar professor wanted nothing more than to help her, because she wasn't fitting in. She was causing problems for others and for herself because she was very outspoken, very opinionated, very quick to anger. And while the professor wasn't a perfect guy either, I think he was an ENFP, he meant well and was trying to help her fit in. But she just kicked and fought and yelled and dug herself deeper and deeper into a hell of her own creation. That ties into the paranoia, that ties into the lack of FE, that ties into their lack of FI, or their difficulty with FI. Awful judges of character. That one, again, I won't say hold it. I won't say you should hold it against them, or it is. I mean, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. There's an entire world of social harmony and kindness they have zero access to, in the same way INTPs and ISTPs have zero access to this world of... It's not like ISTPs and INTPs don't have morals. It's not like ENTJs have no social harmony. But we're different worlds apart, right? That's a song. It's a good song. I don't remember all of it. The point. Skimmerlit finally gets to the point. Try not to hold it against them if they judge your character poorly. Give them time. Be patient. Be understanding. Peanut butter on toast. Spreading it all around. Patience, kindness, understanding. Don't interfere with their business. Maybe, unless they ask. But ENTJs really do get manipulated all the time. And it's unfortunate. And I wish there was something I could do about it. But I think there are INTPs on YouTube learning how to use FI with excessive work. I'm sure ENTJs could learn to use FE, or at least mimic it, with excessive work. And that's where the INTP-ENTJ partnership, friendship thing comes in. Helping each other cover our blind spots and develop. And that's why you're looking for good ENTJs, because you need to be more patient with them than you'll be with anyone else in your life. And they will need to be more patient with you than anyone else in their lives. Excellent opportunities for growth, these opposing functions, pairings. Superb opportunities for growth. But if you go into one without the absolute understanding you are working on improving, You're working on patience. You're an INTP, right? You're working on your FE. When they do things which bother you really badly, try not to hold it against them. Try to be patient with them. It will be hard for you both, but I think it's worth it in the end. But, and final point, remember, 85% of ENTJs are soulless, stupid drones, steeped in paranoia, meaninglessness, hatred, just not worthless people, right? Drones are important, but they aren't people you want to deal with. They'll damage you. Stay away from them. Do your best. This goes for any friendship or relationship, but stick to your word. Be your best. Be patient. Be kind. Be gentle. Be understanding. Until they give you overwhelming reason not to. And if they do, just get out of Dodge. No blow-ups. No arguments. No shit. Nothing. Gone. Done. As not to prolong pain, as not to waste time, and as not to cause bigger blow-ups in the process. But yeah, those are the observations from your boy on ENTJs and recommendations on how to deal with them. They are paranoid. They are very, very slow to figure themselves out. They can be dicks and cunts. Not as much as INTJs, but still, you need to be patient with them. You need to be understanding of them. You need to be gentle with them. ENTJs are delicate. And the good ones, the few good ones, are absolutely worth it. But that about rippity wraps this one up. I hope you enjoyed watching, because I certainly enjoyed making it, and I did. It's wonderful to see my boys again. Remember, when I make broad sweeping statements about types, this does not apply, or they do not apply to my boys, to us, right? We're a crew. We are the rowdy band of boys. Every function gets put to work on this ship. We are all sailing on the same course of being happy and not dying unnecessarily or without fulfilling our purposes. Band of boys. Like if you enjoyed, because that helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't, because we do this shit sometimes. And comment your thoughts, because I love hearing from you. What have you guys been up to? I'd love to hear from you. We'll be doing some more MBTI stuff for a while. I haven't been as reflective in the anime way lately, for reasons, but we'll get into that once it's all said and done. And maybe we'll try. But thanks again for watching, everybody. Really, we have a lot of fun on this channel. So much fun, in fact, you can fill a plastic cup full of kratom and drink it. That's how much fun we have, right? 6 months sober right now. If you're trying to sober yourself up, kratom helps. Kratom is a good alternative. It doesn't give you the same reflectiveness or any of that stuff, and I am absolutely addicted to kratom now, obviously, but I used to drink when I felt stressed. Now, whenever I feel very stressed, I drink kratom. The effects are not as overwhelming, but it does relieve the stress. It's serving the mechanical purpose, and when it serves the mechanical purpose, we can figure everything else out as we need to. But that's how much fun we have on this channel, and I look forward to doing this with you guys again in the future.